I am Margaret Peggy Baer, and I am running to continue as judge of the Orphans Court of Carroll County. For several years, I have considered running for the position of judge of the Orphans Court. I was appointed by our governor, Larry Hogan, in November 2017 to complete the term of the late Honorable Dorothy Utz, who was the first woman elected to serve as a judge for the Orphans Court. I feel very humbled to have been chosen from 11 applicants. Since my appointment, I have been serving along with retiring Chief Judge Catherine Reese and the Honorable Charles Chuck Coles. I have been a resident of Carroll County since 1965. I graduated from Westminster High School, and so have my two sons, and now the third generation. I have an Associate of Arts degree from Villa Julie College, now Stevenson University, with a concentration in paralegal studies. My work experiences have ranged from abstracting legal title to real property by researching public records, which at times took me to the Register of Wills office, running my own small business for 6 years, processing employee stock purchase plan, transactions, SEC filings of dividends, supporting the corporate secretary, CFO, board of trustees for a local corporation. Under a grant, I set all criminal court docket cases for our local state's attorney's office, complying with Maryland Rule 4, coordinating schedules with judges, state police, witnesses, and defense attorneys. Currently, I work at McDaniel College in the Academic Life Office, supporting the upper class deans as we work with students to complete their college journey. I served for over 28 years on the City of Westminster's Planning and Zoning Commission, serving as chairperson for the last 10 years. I was selected to serve on the Wakefield Valley Task Force. I was a member of the Maryland Citizens Planning Association and served as the president of that organization from 1999 through 2000. Other civic organizations that I was involved in over the years were the First Battered Spouse Advisory Committee for Carroll County, the CCARC Residential Advisory Committee, the GFWC Junior Women's Club serving as president, the GFWC Western District Junior Director, and State GFWC Junior Membership Chairperson. I served on the Church Council for Grace Lutheran Church. I co-chaired the very first Daffodil Day campaign, where we raised more money than any other community in the state. I was a member of the Board of Governors of Westminster Riding Club for over 30 years, where I served on various committees and as recording secretary, vice president, and president. Since serving as a judge in the Orphans Court, I realized that the one missing element performing our job was the lack of a computer to manage our court docket schedule. As the court system is currently imaging their files, I foresee the ability to link with the Register of Wills court docket calendar for better scheduling and possibly reviewing files. The judges of the Orphans Courts are charged to exercise limited jurisdiction by the Maryland Estates and Trusts Article 2-102, with conducting judicial probate, directing the conduct of personal representatives, and passing orders necessary for the administration of a decedent's estate. I thank you for your time and ask for your support on November the 6th.
Good morning. My name is Charles Harrison. I am a candidate for judge of the Carroll County Orphans Court. I was appointed judge of the Orphans Court in 2013 and served on the bench for over 1 year. I welcome this opportunity to talk about the court and how, if elected, I could continue to serve the community from the bench. As I traveled around the county, I found that little is said about the Orphans Court, the candidates running for judge, and the qualifications necessary to be a judge. Contrary to its name, The Orphans Court rarely focuses on orphan children nor on the administration of trust. The court is responsible for the supervision of estates that must go through probate process. Judges conduct hearings regarding estates, disputes, rules on petitions, and the administration of those accounts. To be effective, judges should have some understanding of court operations, the probate process, and some exposure to legal issues. While sitting on the bench, I found that my background served me well. I brought a new energy, judicial temperament, professionalism, and a work ethics to the court. My common sense leadership style, conflict resolution, and communication skills are based on my education and military training and also life experiences. I have a bachelor's degree in science in education and a master's degree in the administration of justice. I am a graduate of the FBI's Executive Development Institute. I was an Army captain and armed helicopter pilot serving in South Vietnam. I was awarded the Air Medal, Combat Infantryman's Badge, the Army Accommodation Medal, the Vietnam Service Medal, and the Bronze Star Medal. My service includes 28 years with the FBI, serving as a supervisory special agent, unit chief, and assistant inspector. My FBI career involved the writing of extensive legal documents and daily interaction with the legal and judiciary communities. I currently serve as a member of the Carroll County Ethics Commission, the Board of Shepherd Staff Outreach. I am chairman of the Board of Directors for the Community Media Center and president of the Carroll County chapter of the National Active and Retired Federal Employees Association. And I'm also a past president and executive board member of the Carroll County NAACP. Selecting an office court judge should not be based on party affiliation, but on individual qualifications. I ask that when you vote, you compare my service and qualifications with the other candidates and select the candidate that's best positioned to best serve the citizens of Carroll County. I need your vote for an objective, experienced, and professional orphans court here in Carroll County. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much for your support.
Hello, my name is Frank Ramos, and I am a candidate for the judge of the Orphans Court in Carroll County. Maryland law obligates the Orphans Court to supervise the management of estates of people who have died, with or without a will, while owning property in their sole name. My background has prepared me for this important duty. I graduated in 1972 from the University of Maryland, College Park, in the pre-law program. I earned a certificate in paralegal studies in 1993. And I'm familiar with the courthouses in Carroll County and a number of the local attorneys from doing paralegal work for the Office of Public Defender in Westminster until my retirement in 2015. Being retired, I have the time to invest in these duties. This office should actually be nonpartisan, like the school board, because there's not a Democratic or Republican way to probate an estate. There's only the right way. I pledge to work with the Register of Wills and the other judges to always keep that in mind. So I would humbly ask for your vote for me, Frank Ramos, for Judge of the Orphans Court on November 6th.
Hi, my name is Anita Riley. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you today. I'm running for the office of Judge of the Orphans Court here in Carroll County. This is not a legislative position, it's a county position. In my travels, I have found that many people really don't know what a Judge of the Orphans Court does, so I'm going to give you the short version. The responsibility of the Judge of the Orphans Court is someone who resides over the administration of estates, supervises the management of estates of people who have died with or without a will. It's their responsibility to make certain that the will, or even those with no will, is handled properly for not only those left behind, but for the decedent as well. I'm a Carroll County resident since 1996. I've been involved in Carroll County politics since 1998, running for the office of state delegate twice and state senate in my district 5. In the June primary, I was re-elected to serve on the Democratic State Central Committee, which I've been serving on for the past 17 years. Judge of the Orphans Court is a job for which I feel I am very qualified to do. My background is in labor for 35 years, thus making me very familiar with the negotiations and arbitrations, and for the past 5 years, mediations as well. I am a community volunteer with with Carroll Mediation, Maryland, for the past 5 years, serving as a mediator in Carroll County District Court for the past 2.5 of those years. I also volunteer for Carroll Hospice for the past 10 years. I am fair, honest, and trustworthy, and I care. And all of these qualities are needed to serve as judge of the Orphans Court. I can always be counted on to do the right thing, not just go along to get along. My whole adult life has been helping and serving people. It's extremely rewarding knowing that you've helped someone or that your help has made a difference in someone's life. I will conclude with 4 things. 1, I hope that you vote in November. 2, your vote does count. Look at the Baltimore County executive election just recently. 3, I hope that on November 6th, you will keep me in mind when you vote. And 4, when you do vote, remember, you're allowed to vote in the general election for either party. That means you can vote for me. Thank you very much in advance for your support, and I hope that God always blesses America. Thank you.